Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Mela Oktaviani. Today, I will analyze a kind of article and video. Let's see to the first number. First, I will analyze an article and the title is COVID Peaky Blinders Black Country Museum is vacant hub, and the analyze in terms of first, type of meaning and its context, and reference and inference. First, let's see on the type of meaning. Conceptual meaning. Conceptual meaning is a word that has a logic meaning. Let's see the sentence. I gave 3 words. On the first is community. Community is a social group of any size whose members reside in a specific locality, share government, and often have a common culture and historical heritage. Second is about injection. Injection is a liquid injected into the body, especially for medicinal purpose as a hypodermic or an enema. And last is a virus. Virus is metabolical inert infectious agent that replicates only within the cells of living hosts, mainly bacteria, plants, and animals. Jadi di sini conceptual meaning itu kata yang dimaksud itu mempunyai pengertian yang sangat jelas dan logik. Next, connotative meaning. Connotation can be everything in language. It gives further meaning to words and phrase, creating positive or negative implication for words that have the same principal meaning. Without connotation, language will be much more limited, stagnant, and inflexible. The sentence on the article is I used and found Black Country. Black Country means a district in the English Midlands around Birmingham, so-called from the soot and grime produced by the many local industry. Biasanya warna itu identik ditunjukkan itu fokus kepada warna kulit. Seperti black itu ditunjukkan untuk warna kulit atau warna benda-benda yang lain. Tapi di sini itu mana konotasinya itu kok dinamakan sebagai black country. Ternyata black country itu bukan sebutan bahwa mereka itu orang yang penduduknya itu orang yang berkulit hitam. Ternyata bukan. Dan aslinya kata-kata tersebut itu adalah kiasan bahwa di daerah tersebut itu banyak limbah yang dihasilkan oleh industri lokal. Next is about the social meaning. We can get the social meaning is from the society or lingkungan di sekitarnya yang mempengaruhi makna itu tadi. Contohnya ini, the Black Country Living Museum normally gives visitors a taste of ordinary life in the Victoria era. Dan memiliki maksud artinya itu tell about social position at the past when Victoria is peacefully. Jadi museum ini itu menceritakan atau menggambarkan di zaman Victoria itu benar-benar ya damai, extraordinary life, hidupnya itu biasa, tidak terlalu memaksakan atau bagaimana. Seperti itu. Otomatis jika hidupnya sudah terbiasa, tidak memaksakan, nanti warga orang di situ juga pastinya akan berbaik hati, tidak sombong, dan lain-lain. Next is about affective meaning. Affective meaning is a meaning that from reflection of someone feeling. Let's see to the sentence. It will make people suffer from this deadly virus more quickly. It means the sentence express concern. Then intonation and sound are important here. So from that, the sentence from attention and motivation to the speaker or the reader. Type of context. Here, the situational context is the place is in the Black Country Living Museum. The people is Black Country Society. And the date is 24 January 2021. Next is about the cultural context. This context is tell about a virus that happened on a Black Country Museum. Then the governments or the president over there want make the society more safe with not going anywhere, and the society got the injection to make their body more healthy. Then when they want to go out, they should have a kind of paper invitation so that the count of people that got a virus is a minimum. Next, the linguistic context. Linguistic context they use is formal. And then, why is formal? Because it's published in the news. Dan bahasanya yang dipakai itu jelas, tidak bertele-tele, menggunakan bahasa yang baku. Dan untuk runtutan penjelasannya sangat jelas dari hal yang begitu luas, wide, and then they make it more detail. Next is about reference and inference. Reference study the way the speaker deliver what they mean to the others, and inference is used to get direct reference and CEO tags support it. Then let's see to the example. I use an kind of anaphor. Anaphor is a rhetorical device that features repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning of successive sentence, phrase, or clause. Here's the example is largely open. It is a repetition because open, keadaan open itu menjelaskan bahwa itu terbuka. Terbuka itu pastinya lebar. But there's a word largely. Jadi terbuka dengan sangat-sangat lebar. Itu menggunakan pengulangan kata. I think if only open is being, it's okay. But it is because of its repetition, so it use largely open. Of course, it use a reference because the article or the speaker or the writer can deliver what they mean to the reader, to me, or to the speaker who watch news in live on a TV. And the inference, the example is from a Black Country Living Museum. In a Black Country Living Museum there's a context. The context is about a local community. So the local community is being explanation about the country living museum. Then the local community here is got many activities, but in this point it has an injection a week, of course, to vaccinate them to make them healthy and safe. Okay everyone, let's move to the question number 2. Choose one of these biological, analyze it in terms of deixis, entailment, presupposition, coherence, and cohesion. The article that I choose is Now America Can Inspire the World. Let's move to the first analyze. First is I want to analyze the deixis. Deixis is the use of general word and phrase to refer a specific time, place, person in a context. In a deixis, there are 5 types. First is person deixis. Second is spatial deixis. Third is temporal deixis. Fourth is discourse deixis. And the last is social deixis. Let's move to the number 1 is personal deixis. Personal deixis or person deixis is a consist of 3. First is for first person, and then is the second person, and the last is the third person. Let's see the sentence. I'm sure America will survive the hate that afflicts some Americans, but like many people around the world, I am hurting. On that sentence is focused on the word I am. I am is being deixis person or person deixis in a first person. Next sentence. They will be proud moments to look back on. Where is the deixis person? The deixis person is focused on they. And they is in a third division, that is in a third person. Next, it snowed in Moscow when we left. Here is focus on the word we. We is a part of the second division or definition, that it being the second person. And the last, he is a former ambassador at large in Ukraine Ministry of Foreign Affairs, an advisor to the first Vice Prime Minister of Ukraine in 2013-2014, and an advisor to Arseniy Yatsenyuk during his 2010 presidential bid. Here is the deixis person is the word he. He is a division in the third yang menuju kepada orang ketiga. So, person deixis is described that person deixis involves the speaker and the address and operates in a basic 3-part division. Yang sudah that I tell before, there are 3. The first is the first person yang termasuk I, second person is you, and the third person is he, she, it. Next is spatial deixis, that is also describe a place deixis, where the relative location of people and things is being indicated. There are proximal, close to the speaker, such as this and this, and a distal, sometimes close to the address, such as that and those. In a proximal, here, and a distal is there, where the other specific example is left, right, up, down, below, in front of, above, under, around, and the other. Let's see to the example, the sentence that I found in the article. First, I will read it. Maidan, Kyiv main square, was packed. The pictures went around the globe. Here is the special that exists is the word that I put with the black is around. Around is tell a specific or tell indicate place of the globe, the pictures in the globe. Next, not many in the world knew that the space under Maidan is packed with the boutiques and fashion stores. Here is focus to the word under. Under is being indicate place because it explain about boutique and fashion stores. Next, it snowed in Moscow when we left, and it was almost cherry blossom time in Washington, where everything felt unreal as if I were inside a TV set. Special diksisnya is the word inside because it's tell a place, indicate of place. Next is for a short moment in history, the shiny city on the hill disappeared under a dark cloud, but I know it's still there. The word there is a discuss about shining city. Jadi shining city-nya itu masih ada di under a dark cloud. Selain there, di situ juga ada kata under yang mengindikasikan, menerangkan tempat tentang city, shiny city on the hill itu letaknya berada di bawah dark cloud. Next is temporal deixis. Temporal deixis is also called time deixis. The use of it is to pronounce the time. Let's see. On the article, in 2013 up to 2014, the government, again with Russia's backing, made sure Ukraine's second revolution, the Euromaidan, will be so peaceful. Jadi yang mengindikasikan waktunya adalah di tahun 2013 dan 2014 because it's pronounced the time. Next is the sentence, the morning after, in the place of hundreds there were thousands. Dalam kalimat ini, focus on the morning after because it's tell the condition and the time. Next is about discourse deixis. The purpose is to describe a sentence before and make it clearly. Discourse deixis is stated a reference to a portion of a discourse relative to the speaker's current location in the discourse, such as above, below, last, previous, proceeding, next, or following, and this, that, there, next, last. Let's see. Political leader, Republicans and Democrats, they came together as Americans to send a message of unity around his castle in the Capitol Rotunda. To me, that sad moment was also a moral high point, one of many in this scare place called the US Capitol. Untuk mengetahui bahwa ini adalah discourse deixis, ada kata yang ditebali yaitu that. That itu menjelaskan kalimat sebelumnya. Jadi, on that sentence is make it clearly. Let's see to the next. For a short moment in history, the shiny city on the hill disappeared under a dark cloud. But I know it's still there. Those who believe in freedom hope the cloud will go away under forbidden. Thus, here is explained that the people who live in a shining city on the hill. So, it's a describe the sentence before and make it clearly. Next, let's move. Tell about social dexis. Social dexis is a dated expression used to distinguish social status. Social status biasanya itu orang derajatnya yang lebih tinggi, sama, atau di bawahnya. The example is, at the moment, it appeared that he convinced even President Donald Trump of that. Here, the social dexis is we can found in the word president. The other is, it could be teachers, and then the highest, and the others. That's all about a dexis. Next, we discuss about a presupposition. Presupposition is a study that focuses on how people assume the utterance, giving or get information-based interpretation. In one sentence, it's possible to have two or more meaning in presupposition. First is existential presupposition. It's explain and tell about the assumption of the existence of the entities named by the speaker. The example of sentence that I use is, America is a home for million, but a shiny city on a hill for billion. And the presupposition is, America is a home for millions, and America is a home for billions. Next is factive presupposition. Is the presupposition that tell or assume about true or not by the example verbs. The example is, political leaders, Republicans and Democrats, they came together as Americans to send a message of unity around his casket in the Capitol Rotunda. The presupposition is, political leader, Republican and Democrats, or we disingkat jadi they aja ya. The presupposition is, they came together as Americans. First. And the second is, they sent a message of unity in the Capitol Rotunda. Next is talk about lexical presupposition. Lexical presupposition is people assume by the word that they use. The point is focused on their act, and it possible has more assumed by one sentence. And the sentence that I use is, in 2013-2014, the government again with Russia's backing made sure Ukraine's second revolution, the Euromaidan, wouldn't be so peaceful. It all started with the riot police beating hundreds to suppress the protests. Here is, let's focus on the word would or the sentence wouldn't be so peaceful. So the presupposition is, Euromaidan would be peaceful. Next is a non-factive presupposition. It is an assumption referring to something that is not true. For example, first like dream, imagine, and pretend are shown with the presupposition that what follows isn't true. The example is, the asal moment was also a moral high point. If it isn't true, how it could be that that moment could be a high point? That's used or has the other's meaning. That's the presupposition. Next is the counterfactual presupposition. It is an assumption that what's presupposed is not only untrue, but also a contrary to the fact as in conditional structures. The example is, it snowed in Moscow when we left And it was almost cherry blossom time in Washington, where everything felt unreal, as if I were inside a TV. And the principle is, I not inside a TV set, but I am in a real life. So here is a focus on the word after if. That's it. Next is talk about the entailment. The concept of the entailment is whenever A is true, B is true, and the information that B contains is contained in A, and a situation describable by A must also be describable by B. The example is, entailment is a pragmatic concept, but it is considered a purely logical concept. Let's see the first type is order entailment. The example is I use America can inspire the world. So the entailment is, first, something can inspire the world. Second, America did something to the world. Third, America can inspire of something. And the fourth, something happened. Next is foreground entailment. Here it's focusing on how we use stress or using spatial structures. Next, the hearer will understand which entailment is assumed to be more important for interpreting intent, the meaning. Let's see to the example. The example is I use the title of article, Now America Can Inspire the World Again. Let's see. First, the underlined word is the word that the speaker or the hearer should focus. Jadi yang digarisbawahi adalah untuk pendengar, mereka harus fokus kepada kata-kata tersebut. The example, number 1. Now, America can inspire the world again. Number 2. Now, America can inspire the world again. Number 3. Now, America can inspire the world again. Number 4. Now, America can inspire the world again. And the last, number 5. Now, America can inspire the world again. Jadi tergantung mana yang dapat penekanan. Jadi yang dapat penekanan itu adalah kata-kata yang difokuskan oleh speaker kepada the hearer. Next, let's analyze about the coherence. Coherence describes the way anything such as argument. If something has coherence, its parts are well connected and all heading in the same directions. Without coherence, a discussion may not make sense or may be difficult for the audience to follow. Let's see to the article. In 2013-2014, the government, again with Russia's backing, made sure Ukraine's second revolution, the Euromaidan, wouldn't be so peaceful. It all started with the riot, police beating hundreds to suppress the protests. The morning after, in the place of 100, there were thousands. Maidan Kiev's main square was packed. The pictures went around the globe. Not many in the world knew that the space under Maidan is packed with boutiques and fashion stores and so on. Jadi paragraf ini dikatakan coherence karena yang dijelaskan dari kalimat utama dengan kalimat-kalimat selanjutnya itu masih berkesinambungan. Yang pertama, menjelaskan itu tentang government yang tidak merasakan kedamaian. Jadi, alasan tidak merasakan peaceful itu dijelaskan di kalimat selanjutnya. Yang pertama, mulai dari bentuk protes, kemudian di kalimat selanjutnya lagi, in the morning after. Dilanjutkan dengan runtutan peristiwa di keesokan harinya. That's it. Next is about a cohesion. Cohesion is refers to the way related words are chosen to link element of text. There are two forms, repetition and collocation. And repetition is using two different words, but the meaning is same. Let's see on the text. The picture went around the globe. Not many in the world knew that the space under Medan is packed with boutique and fashion store. So here is the cohesion, the word globe and world. And then there's a boutique and fashion. Next, I will analyze about Naruto Shippuden episode 366. The term that I will analyze is first, cooperative principle, second, maxim violation, third, implicature. Dari video cuplikan tersebut, it could be cooperative principle karena percakapan antara tokoh itu menyambung dan direspon dengan sangat baik. Contohnya di situ adalah Suigetsu merasakan kaget dan heran, lalu dia melontarkan pertanyaan, apakah itu Hokage pertama? Nah, kemudian si Tobirama itu menjawab, iya, dia adalah Hokage pertama dan bernama Hashirama. Dan ternyata Tobirama ini adalah adik dari Hokage pertama, yaitu adik dari Hashirama. Jadi itu adalah contoh cooperative principle. Maksud dari pertanyaan yang pertama, pertanyaan Suigetsu itu mendapatkan respon atau jawaban yang tepat dari tokoh kedua, yaitu Tobirama. Dalam cuplikan tersebut, itu menceritakan ketika Sasuke memperkenalkan dirinya, Hokage pertama kaget bahwa yang masih kecil ternyata sudah besar sekarang. Saat kecil diasuh olehnya, dan sekarang dia bersama dengan orang Cimaru yang notabene adalah orang jahat. Kemudian Hokage kedua merespon dia berkata pantas karena Uchiha selalu melakukan kejahatan. Kemudian Hokage pertama menentang omongan Hokage kedua karena terlalu mendiskriminasi klan Uchiha. Jadi maxim violationnya itu di titik Hokage pertama menentang omongan Hokage kedua karena kan dia tidak masuk dalam percakapan tersebut, lalu langsung masuk dengan berkata seperti keras. Selanjutnya adalah implicature. Implicature ini menjelaskan tentang istilah yang selalu dipakai dalam video Naruto, yaitu shinobi, dewa shinobi. Ternyata dewa shinobi yang telah diucapkan berkali-kali itu mempunyai nama asli Hashirama. Hashirama adalah shinobi terhebat sejak dahulu. So that dewa shinobi is being an implicature. Let's move to number 4. Choose one of these below the videos, analyze it in terms of politeness strategies, speech acts, and implicature. And I choose a video that the title, Second 2020 President Debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Let's move to the number 1. Number 1 is tell about analyze politeness strategy. Politeness strategies are speech acts that express concern for others and minimize threats to self-esteem or face in particular social contexts. And this is oriented towards the hearer's negative face and implies avoidance of imposition of the hearer. Let's move and see to the sentence. First, how will Trump lead in the next stage of the crisis? Ini termasuk politeness strategy berbentuk kalimat tanya. And it could include in negative politeness. Why? Because karena dari ekspresi muka si penanya itu menunjukkan sedikit kejengkelan. Terus sebagai penonton atau kita sebagai pendengar itu seakan-akan pertanyaannya itu memaksa si Donald Trump, and then memberikan kesan oh iya ya, sebagai pendengar oh iya ya, emang bisa ya. Di situ terjadi keraguan. Next, number 2, if we just wore this mask, it could be a positive politeness. Karena itu dari pengertiannya sendiri ya, untuk menyelamatkan dengan menerapkan kedekatan dan solidaritas, biasanya dalam pertemanan atau persahabatan, membuat orang lain merasa nyaman dan menekankan bahwa kedua pihak penutur dan mitra tutur memiliki tujuan yang sama. Dari kalimat tersebut, if we just wore this mask, dalam percakapannya menunjukkan hubungan yang baik, tidak ada amarah, dan ini tujuannya juga bagus untuk menggunakan masker. Next, number 3 is we could save 100,000 lives. Ini juga positive politeness karena menunjukkan vibe-nya positif. Terus ditambah lagi dengan memakai kata could daripada can, karena can sama-sama memiliki arti yang sama, yaitu bisa, tetapi pemakaian could ini diperuntukkan untuk lebih sopan. Next, we're learning to live with the virus. Ini positive politeness juga, karena memberikan vibe yang bagus, memberikan harapan untuk sebagai pendengar dan sebagai pembicara tersebut, karena bagaimanapun juga itu virus tetap ada dan kita harus belajar gimana hidup dengan virus itu, entah itu melakukan tindakan-tindakan yang lain, aktivitas yang membangun atau sebagainya. Next, we have the best lowest number of carbon emissions. It could be positive politeness. And the last is success is going to bring us together. We are on the road to success. Wah, ini sudah kerasa banget ya untuk positive politeness-nya. Otomatis orang yang bilang seperti itu menunjukkan didukung dengan mimik wajah yang sangat optimis. Terus kita sebagai pendengar itu memberikan motivasi sendiri kepada diri kita. That's it. Next is tell about a speech act. Speech act is an utterance that serves a function in communication. There are 3 types of speech act. First is from locutionary act, atau berfokus pada ucapan, bagaimana dia mengucapkan. And the second is illocutionary act, apa yang diucapkan. Jadi ini konteks kalimatnya itu bahas tentang apa. And the last is paralocutionary act, yang berfokus kepada tindakan. Let's see to the first, locutionary act atau ucapan. Di sini contohnya, Mr. Biden said, "What did they say about the coronavirus?" And then Mr. Trump had panic over the coronavirus pandemic, which has killed more than 200,000 Americans. And then Mr. Biden ngomong lagi, "A lot of people died and a lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker." And then Mr. Trump objected to Mr. Biden using the word smart. Dengan bilang smartnya itu kan sangat positif banget gitu. Smart. Next, move to the number 2. It's about illocutionary act. Jadi perbincangannya itu bahas tentang apa saja konteksnya. The debate was divided into 6 segment topic. First is fighting COVID-19. Next is American families. Number 3, race in America. Number 4, climate change. Number 5, national securities. Number 6, leadership. And then number 4, persecutionary act. Jadi tindakan apa yang dilakukan mereka berdua? Jadi ini saya ambil contoh di bagian akhir. At the end of the debate, they say that they are going to choose hope over fear. Ini memberikan positif banget kepada si pendengar bahwa tindakan apa yang diambil itu adalah untuk menciptakan harapan, bukan ketakutan, apalagi di pandemi seperti ini. And the last is tell about implicature. Implicature is something that speaker suggests or implies with an utterance, if though it is saying everything we want to communicate. And this phenomenon is part of Pragmatics, a subdiscipline of linguistics. Let's see from that video. They both are totally implicates each other. Because in the end of debate, they have the same thought that they are going to choose hope over fear. Jadi perbedaan dalam berpendapat itu memang ada, tetapi pada akhirnya apa yang didapatkan oleh mereka berdua itu tujuannya untuk memberikan harapan kepada orang Amerika, bukan berdebat untuk memberikan hanya penguatan, hanya mencela sana sini tanpa memberikan penguatan atau hanya memberikan ketakutan. So that from all analysis of the video that tell about a debate, and that's all my analysis for the final test from number 1 up to number 4. Thank you for your attention. I'm Mela Oktaviani. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.